I'm Megan Davis. Join us tonight as we pay homage to one of Corvallis's most beloved staples.
I'm Allison Headley here in the MU Quad, and we're talking to students and residents about how they feel about the Brew Station closing.
I'm Theo Hendrickson, and tonight we're talking about how one student club is kicking its way into OSU. One. To the reach. This evening.
When passing by the quad today, you may have noticed the large brown tent that students were walking in and out of. This tent exhibit, called Glass Walls, is where students can check out educational panels about animal intelligence and how the meat industry denies animals everything that is natural and important to them. Ever wonder what it's like to be confined to a battery cage, like a chicken in one of the egg industries? With this interactive exhibit, students sit on chairs with caged walls around them while watching a high-definition abbreviation version of PETA's Glass Walls expose. This exhibit attempts to create the perspective of the animal's point of view. After the experience, students exited and received free vegetarian, vegan starter kits, stickers, and a vegan food sample. Today we spoke with Joshua Woods, who talked with us about what he thought of the Glass Walls presentation.
They kind of give you a backstory of the animals and how they're treated, and they're not just animals, they're not just food. Like they have feelings. They say how they can communicate with each other, and then walking through the video is just makes you question kind of why we eat meat as much as we do. Makes you not want to do it anymore. Excellent. It was super graphic and uncensored. You saw the cruelty. This industry is super bloody, and it just makes you get like goosebumps at the sight of it. And, like, I'm honestly questioning eating meat anymore. That's I don't know. I love meat. It's just the way it's brought to you. You don't really see the whole story behind it. You kind of just eat it and don't question it. And most people should. Like, you should probably question what you eat. You know, I'm sure they try to keep it covered up. I'm sure they don't want these videos getting out, but PETA's doing a good job in getting the word out.
The Beaver News also spoke with Amanda Rhodes, president of the OSU Vegetarian Club, about her involvement with the project in this audio report.
Okay, so PETA had contacted me a couple months ago, and they wanted to come bring their Glass Walls exhibit up here. So what it is Paul McCartney says if slaughterhouses had glass walls, then everyone would be a vegetarian. So we're kind of opening the walls of a slaughterhouse and say, hey, this is what goes on. And mainly we're focused on animal cruelty. But there's tons of other issues and why to be a vegan or vegetarian. So like environment and health and all that. Trying to open people's eyes to what's going on. About 90% of the animals that we eat in this country are actually farmed like this. Animals are federally considered property and not animals, so people don't get felonies for things that they would, like if they had treated a dog the same way.
OSU faculty and students are saddened today as news has spread of the passing of Peter Ogle. Ogle was not only a longtime professor here at OSU, but the founder of the New Media Communications program here as well. He passed away on Saturday, May 18th after battling skin cancer since 2006. And his untimely death comes a few days short of his 2 to 4 month prognosis his doctors gave him in March. Ogle has kept a blog entitled The Ogler that he created in April 2008, where he wrote, as the name of the blog suggests, I tend to look at things acutely. One doesn't ogle with impartiality. He also helped his wife Ellen Ogle with the founding of the Acorn Outreach Program in Corvallis, where they provide education and legal and human services to immigrants. He is survived by his wife Ellen and his 2 children, Ali Ciralo and Nick Ogle. The funeral service will be held on Friday, 2:30 p.m. at the Calvin Presbyterian Church in Corvallis.
Within the last few days, Oregon State Police have seen an increase in high-end bicycle thefts around the Oregon State University campus. All of the bicycles stolen were secured with a cable lock and were stolen during the daytime. In the past 2 months, over 14 bicycles have been reported stolen to Oregon State Police, where only 3 have been returned to their rightful owner. Some of the bicycles are appearing on Facebook and Twitter. If you see a person on campus that looks suspicious of bicycle theft, you are advised to call Oregon State Police. On the topic of theft, and while we're talking about police, it's time now to turn it over to Theo Hendrickson for our Monday Night Police Beat.
Thanks, Megan. On May 16th, Oregon State Police pulled over a vehicle for driving with no headlights on 11th and Washington. The officer confronted OSU students Kyle Lukakovic and Colby Ham, who admitted to having marijuana in the car after being questioned about a mysterious odor. Ham claimed ownership of the marijuana and numerous smoking devices as he handed over his possessions to the officer. Ham was cited for possession of a controlled substance of less than an ounce, and both were released from the scene. On May 8th, Corvallis Police Department answered a call from the Smile Keepers Affordable Dental Office on Kings Boulevard, where they discovered that someone had broken in the night before, stealing over $11,000 worth of equipment. A few of the items that were listed as stolen were specialty nitrous carts, a desktop computer, a specialty glasses for dental procedures, 4 canisters each of nitrous oxide and oxygen. The suspect had attempted to pry the back door, but eventually went through a ventilation gate that led into the business. No latent prints or evidence was found at the scene, and the suspect is still at large. On May 5th, Corvallis Police pulled over college student Abdullah Aghanem for failing to drive within the lane on 7th Street. Authorities found him to be intoxicated after failing a field sobriety test. He was arrested and sent to the Benton County Correctional Facility, where he provided a BAC sample of 0.24%. He was cited for DUII, 2 counts of reckless endangerment, an MIP, DWS, and failure to drive within the lane. And that's our Monday Night Police Beat. Back to you, Megan.
Thanks, Theo. The Brew Station has been a prominent place of friendly gatherings with delicious brews of both beer and coffee for the past 6 years. But on June 15th, it will be closing its doors for good. We sat down with owner Roger Wiley and took a special look at what made the Brew Station so memorable. When you're meeting up with friends or need a fun place to kick back and drink a cold or hot brew, the first place on people's lips are the Brew Station. But with its doors closing on June 15th, patrons and owners alike are left with only fond memories.
So we've been in business for 5 years now, almost exactly 5 years. June 1st would be starting our 6th year, and it's just been growing by leaps and bounds every year. We serve between 600 and 1,000 people every day here at the Brew Station. We've always wanted it to be a place where friends come to meet up and where new friends are made.
One of us needed a little bit of a stronger coffee. Some of us needed another stronger beverage, and so you get the option of both having coffee and having beer here, and so that's kind of a nice combination to have.
And we always want to be fair with people, so that's been kind of a business vision of ours, or an ethics point for us. We always want to be fair with our student customers, with our employees, as fair as we possibly can be. So a place where people come to meet up and have a good time.
Being located right across the street from campus, the Brew Station has become the meeting place for students and staff alike, and has truly become a part of OSU culture. This Corvallis hotspot will be missed. Back to you, Theo. And this afternoon, our own reporter Allison Headley went out to speak with students to get their thoughts on the Brew Station closure.
I'm pretty bummed because it's such a nice place to hang out during the spring and summer terms, and with it closed, it's just not going to be the same.
Honestly, it was on my bucket list when I'm 21 to, go after class and just have a beer and then maybe go back to class. But, it's just a really fun, after school, hangout place, and it's just kind of it's a shame that I can't experience that.
Well, it sucks. I mean, the Brew Station is an awesome place. It's got a great crowd on Thursday nights, but I don't know, if the rent's going up and they really can't afford to do it, you got to do what you got to do.
I think it's too bad that the Brew Station's closing. They were real good local business, and it's kind of sad when we lose local businesses, because my understanding was their rent got raised and things are just getting more and more expensive as they try to get more and more students, and the population of the school rises. Everything just becomes more expensive.
I'll never get to see myself on that lawn
drinking beer at the brew tours when I turn 21.
I'm disappointed, and I hope that they can find a nearby place to still provide us with beverages and foods throughout the day near and close to campus.
Native American song and dance filled Gill Coliseum this weekend, and tonight, Beaver News reporter Ashley Van Pelt has a story on what this powwow was all about.
Usually, Gill Coliseum is filled with student athletes, but on Saturday and Sunday, Native Americans hosted their annual traditional powwow that was sponsored by Dance and Celebration of their Native Youth.
This is the 37th annual Klatawa'ina Powwow, organized by the Native American Student Association at Oregon State University. And we are gathering today to honor all the different Native tribes in our area. And we have tribes represented from as far away as Wyoming, Nevada, coming today to dance and to sing. And we have really special honored head staff, really well-known MCs and arena directors. And our host drum is North Bear, who are world champion singers.
Native Americans practice their tradition by drumming and singing to the steady heartbeat of Mother Earth. They dance to honor the ground they walk on and the use of the land. Many of the jingle dancers that were there symbolized themselves as healers. Not only was this a way for younger generations to learn from their elders, it was a chance for outsiders to come out and experience Native American artworks and their culture artifacts.
I use the animals with their totem meanings, and animals have a representational meaning that comes through in our subconscious, and so I use those images in my paintings, especially the hide paintings, the traditional ledger art paintings, so that they have more meaning than just as a painting.
To learn more about Native Americans themselves, because a lot of people, they don't know about us, and they don't know that we still practice our beliefs and our traditions, and this way they can come and they can enjoy it and they can learn.
This has been Ashley Van Pelt with your Beaver News.
So Ashley, how was your experience at the powwow?
Well, what I really liked about my whole experience was that they kept it traditional by asking us to turn off the camera during prayer, and I thought that was really cool, and overall it was just a great event to attend.
That sounds really nice. So, thank you, Ashley. Well, before we end our program tonight, let's go to Megan Davis, who has the report on weekend's Civil War basketball game.
Thanks, Theo. Win-all, beat-all series and came out victorious. The Beavers dominated in an easy 12-2 win, which gave the Beavs a 2-game lead over the number 10 Ducks and combined total the score of 21-2 overall. This win doesn't secure the conference title just yet, but teams still have a Pac-12 series remaining. The OSU versus Washington State and Oregon at Utah. But the Beavers leading with a double game and the tiebreaker from the series win, U of O would have to win big and the Beavers would have to be overthrown. The Beavers have 4 games left, a non-conference matchup with Oregon on Tuesday, and a 3-game series against Washington State. And being the number 6 team in the nation, there is a huge chance the OSU will host an NCAA regional and super regional in the postseason. Michael Conforto, Danny Hayes, and Ryan Barnes all had multi-hit games in both wins, and the Beavs accumulated 29 hits to go with their 21 runs. OSU takes on the Ducks again Tuesday in Goss Stadium. Although this game doesn't count in the Pac-12 conference standings, the Beavers will be taking it just as seriously. And that's your Monday Night Sports Report. Back to you, Theo.
Thanks, Megan. Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight. I'm Theo Hendrickson.
And I'm Megan Davis. We're glad you could join us this evening.
For more of your Beaver News, like us on Facebook, watch us on YouTube, or follow us on Twitter at beavernews.com. Have a good night.